closing your eyes, lengthening your breath. So taking those long, deep inhales through your nose, long, deep exhales out through your nose. Feel your sit bones connecting with the mat, with the ground, lifting up through the base of your spine, all the way up your head. And just kind of using this time before we really start class to just start to really turn inward. Kind of anything that's weighing on your mind, anything from kind of the outside world, trying for this next hour or so to just let it go and really start to become present. Your breath as a tool to just help relax your body, help calm your mind, and just help you stay present. So using your breath like this, kind of on and off the mat whenever you need a few moments to just disconnect from everything around you and just start to turn inward. 2 to 3 more deep breaths. From here, you can slowly open up your eyes. We're going to reach our arms out to the sides, so just kind of making sure you have some room. Finding length as you reach out, as you reach up. Go ahead and interlace your hands together, palms up towards the ceiling. Just feel yourself lift it up, drawing the shoulders back, so the biceps towards the ears, just finding length. Good. And then you can go ahead and bring your right hand down. We're going to keep that left arm up, and we're just going to stretch up and over to your right side. So just reach, keep the sit bones connected, feeling that stretch on the side of your body. From here, palm, or just kind of open up that shoulder a little bit more, bringing it up towards the ceiling and back. Just a little bit. One more deep breath. And then we'll come back up through to the center. We're just going to switch sides. So opposite hand comes down by your side. Inhale, reach up, sitting up as tall as you can, finding length, up and over towards the other side. Yes. Reach, so nice oblique stretch. If you find yourself doing a lot of sitting during the day, this area on the sides can become really tight. All right, from here we're just going to open up further. So bringing that shoulder back, more up towards the ceiling, looking up towards your fingers. One more deep breath. And then we'll come back up through to the center. So from here, just go ahead and interlace your hands behind your back, drawing your shoulders down and back. We're going to stay here a few deep breaths. This is probably one of the best stretches you can do for yourself during the day. If you find you're on the computer or on the phone or just kind of a lot of stress where you're hunching over a lot, this helps to reverse that forward hunching, that kind of tech neck where we look over our phones while texting a lot. One more deep breath. All right, very good. You can release your hands. So we're going to take our feet together, kind of like setting up for a butterfly stretch, except we're going to press our heels away from us. So basically, when you bring your heels in really close, it's stretching more of your inner thighs. We're going to press them away because we're just warming up. But when you press them away, it stretches more in your hips. So go ahead, just come forward, just round your shoulders, round your back, and see if you can just kind of feel that stretch. A little bit more in your hips, maybe a little bit in your legs. Aim here a few breaths. See if you can go just a little bit deeper. And from here, slowly walking your hands back. All right, we're going to take our knees to the side and just kind of come onto our hands and knees. So just come into a tabletop, spreading out the fingers. About 3 or 4 rounds of cat-cow pose. So just warming up the spine. So inhale, drop your belly, lift your tailbone, look up. Exhale to round. So rounding the back, rounding the shoulders, chin to chest. Go through these 2 movements. 3 more times, just warming up your spine. Exaggerating the movements, good. All right. From here, we're going to make our way into a yogi squat. So you're going to take your foot out, kind of the width of the mat at a diagonal, and then the other foot out. We can start up a little bit higher. You can start up here, but we're going to make our way down. So you're going to bring the hips down, if possible. You want to keep that chest lifted, so hands at your heart center, chest lifted. If you can keep the heels down, you want to keep them down, but it's an option to lift the heels up if it's kind of too challenging to keep the heels down. Draw the shoulders back, staying here a few deep breaths. So feeling that nice stretch in the inner legs, lengthen the back. From here, bring your hands in front of you. We're going to lift the hips up, coming to a ragdoll forward fold. So bend in the knees, relax the head, relax the shoulders. Kind of just hanging there. If you want, you can grab your elbows, sway a little bit side to side. Get a little bit deeper. Think of lifting the hips up a little bit higher, bringing your stomach closer towards your upper thighs. Out the toes, grounding through the feet, sending your body weight a little bit forward. From here, we're going to inhale to come to a half lift, so drawing your shoulders back, head and neck reach forward, energy is reaching forward. Now fold forward, deeper this time, just a micro bend in the knees. So coming a little bit deeper into your forward fold. And then next inhale, reach your arms forward, find length in your spine to come all the way up, extended mountain pose. And then exhale, hands to heart center. And we're just going to pause here. Just take a moment to just kind of set an intention for class, or just remind yourself of something you're grateful for, something positive. All right, from here we're going to start with our sun salutation. So stepping towards the front of the mat, we're doing sun salutation C variation. So inhale, reach up, moving with your breath. Exhale, hinge from your hips, fold forward. We're going to take a big step back with the left foot. So your right knee's forward, we're coming to a low lunge. Knees, right knee's over your ankle. Reach those arms up, draw the shoulders back. About 2 deep breaths here. Good, and then you're going to bring your hands forward. We're going to go through a vinyasa. So you're going to lift your back knee up, step your front foot back to a plank. Lower down, maybe the first one you go all the way to your stomach to a cobra pose. Lifting up the head, neck, and shoulders. Exhale, make your way back down. And we're going to come into downward facing dog. So making our way into a downward facing dog, 3 to 5 breaths here. So spread out your fingers, hips up and back, maybe stretch it out a little bit. So stretch out, heel to your feet. And the knees, just kind of wake up the backs of the legs, find a little movement. Here, bend the knees, look up to the hands, and step your feet up to your hands. Coming into a half lift, inhale. Fold forward. Next inhale, come all the way up, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, this time we're going to do the other side. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward, big step back with your right foot. So opposite foot, step back. Okay, long space between your front heel and your back knee. Ready, reach up, coming back into that low lunge on the other side. Drawing the shoulders down and back. Good. We'll go through a vinyasa here, so bring your hands down, lift that back knee up, step your front foot back to a plank, pause, and then lower down chaturanga. You want to come to an up dog this time. Only your hands and the tops of your feet are on the mat. Your hips and your thighs, your legs are all off the mat for our up dog. Draw the shoulders back, look up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Spreading out the fingers. A little bend in the knees. Setting the hips up and back, chest towards your upper thighs. Bend your knees here, look up to your hands, and then walk or step your feet to your hands, coming into a half lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward deeper. Next inhale, reach all the way up, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, good. From here, we're going to do a sun salutation V. So we're going to sit back, bend the knees, coming into chair pose. So reach the arms back, shoulders back, your tailbone's tucked a little bit. Good. These are kind of close together. You're touching. Deep breath. From here, we'll exhale, straighten the legs, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step, or you can even try a little hop back to a plank. Strong shoulders, drawing the shoulders apart, lowering down. Elbows hug your ribs, chaturanga to an up dog or a cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, three-legged down dog. So reach that right leg up and back. We're going to bend at the knee, open up the hip. Flex that back foot. Good. Just opening it up, stretching it out. Deep breath, still pressing the chest towards the upper thigh. And then you can bring the right knee high to the chest, right foot through between your hands. We're coming to warrior one. So you're going to spin the back heel down. Front heel's about in the middle of your back foot. Hip square to the front. Reach up, lengthen through your spine. Good. Relaxing the shoulders, sinking into the pose. Front knees over your ankle. Up. Here we're going to cartwheel the hands down, make our way to the other side. So lift the back heel up, step back to a plank, lower down, up dog or cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Coming into a three-legged down dog on the other side. Left leg reaches up, bend at the knee, open up the hips, stretch it out. Up. Making sure the fingers are spread out to protect the wrist. Chest is towards your upper thighs. Good. From here, we're going to come forward, right knee to chest, right foot through between your hands, spin the back heel down. Same thing. Start to the front, you're going to make your way up, relaxing the shoulders, settling in, warrior one on this side. Do the pinky edge side of that back foot so that whole pad of the foot is pressed into the mat. From here, we're going to cartwheel the hands down. Step your front foot back to a plank. Lower down, throw a vinyasa to an up dog or cobra pose, shoulders back, look up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath, so reset here for a few deep breaths. From here, bend your knees, look up to your hands, walk, step, or even you can try a little hop, bringing the feet up to the hands, coming to a half lift. Exhale, fold forward deeper. Next inhale, bend the knees, sit back. We're going to finish in chair pose. Draw the shoulder blades back, reach up. Good. Exhale all the way up to standing. So we're going to do one more of those sun salutation V's, but kind of just adding on to it. So we'll start in chair pose, sit back, reach up. Deep breath. Exhale, fold forward, straightening the legs. Inhale, half lift. Bend your knees, plant your hands, coming back to a plank. Lowering down, up dog or cobra pose, elbows hug your ribs. Back into downward facing dog. Coming to a three-legged down dog again. Reach your right leg up. This time, just keep the leg straight. Heel up towards the ceiling. Then bring that right knee high to the chest, right foot through, spin the back heel down. We're setting up for warrior one again. From here, reach up, warrior one. Come to a reverse warrior one. So left hand comes down to the back leg, right arm reaches up and back just a little bit. And then coming back up. From here, we're going to interlace our hands behind our back. Draw your shoulders down and back. We're going to come to humble warrior. So you're going to hinge forward, bringing your chest inside your right knee. Allow your arms to reach up. Your head can relax down, so your hands are going to lift up. First, release. Bring the head down. Yeah. A few more deep breaths. Good job. You can release the hands, bringing them to either side of that front foot. Lift the back heel up. We'll step back to a plank. Or down through to an up dog or cobra pose. Coming back into downward facing dog. Same thing on the other side. Starting out with the three-legged down dog. Left leg reaches up, this time straight leg. Heels up towards the ceiling, stretch it out. Deep breath. And then bring that left foot through between the hands. Bend the back heel down. And up for warrior one. Same thing again. Drawing the shoulders back. Good. Deep breath. Right hand, so back hand down the back leg. Try to reach up and back just a little bit more in this warrior pose. Good. And we're going to come back up. Interlace the hands behind the back. Draw your shoulders down and back again. Slowly hinge forward, bringing the chest inside that knee. Relax the head and neck down. Allow the shoulders to come up, the hands to come up. Breath. From here, you can release your hands, bringing them to either side of the front foot. Lift the back heel up. Step back. We're going through Vinyasa again. So lowering down, up, dog, or cobra. Tail, downward facing dog. Staying here a few deep breaths. We're going to go through one more sequence, so one more flow. Bring that right leg up and back again, three-legged down dog. Reach it up high. The right knee is going to come high to the chest, right foot through. This time, we're keeping that back heel up. So we're setting up for a high lunge. So front knee is over your ankle, back knee is straight, back heel stays up. Find your balance so you can bring one hand to that one knee, then the other, and eventually make your way all the way up to that high lunge. Good. So you want to try to straighten through that back knee. Balance here. This is actually a balancing pose and leg strengthener. All right. So from here, the right knee's forward. Take that right hand down and around behind you. We're going to come to a revolved high lunge. So the arms kind of come down. That right hand comes behind you. Look behind you. This is a little bit of a twist. Perfect. Deep breath. Yeah, this is a balancing pose. We're going to bring that arm back up through to the center. Spin the back heel down, warrior two. So this time hips are square to the long edge of the mat. Relax your shoulders. Good job. Bend in that front knee. From here, you're going to cartwheel your hands towards that front knee. You're going to step that back foot in just a little bit. So we're coming to a wide leg pyramid pose. So that back foot is, you're kind of lined up heel to heel. Send that right hip back, left hip forward. You're folding forward towards that front knee, feeling the stretch in the front of your back of your hamstring. And then from here, you're going to take that front foot, bring it back to a plank. We're going to go through one more vinyasa, so lowering down, up dog or cobra, going back into a downward facing dog, second down dog. Left leg reaches up, that left foot through. We're just going to pause here to set up, so knees over your ankle. Back heel stays lifted and feet just a little bit staggered. So for balance, make sure our feet are staggered, they're not in line. And then we're going to make our way up to the high lunge. Finding your balance. So you're kind of up there, trying to straighten through that back leg, back knee. Getting a little bit deeper. Working on leg strength and balance. So this time, revolve high lunge other side. So left arm comes down and around behind you. Right arm comes forward, looking behind you. So looking over your left shoulder this time. Good. You can bring the arms back up. We're going to spin the back heel down, opening up warrior two. So warrior two, your hips are square to the long edge. You can straighten that front knee and then work towards getting that nice bend in that front knee again. Seeing the shoulders, arms out long. And then in warrior two, typically your gaze is towards your left fingers. Good. So from here, we're going to bring both hands down to frame the front foot. That back foot is going to step in just a little bit. It's at a 45-degree angle, lined up heel to heel. Square your hips, left hip back, right hip forward. Holding forward towards that front knee. Your hamstring's really tight. You might want to bend that front knee a little bit or step that back foot in a little bit more. But we're stretching out that front hamstring. All right, good. From here, you're going to step that back foot forward, coming to a forward fold. And half lift, inhale, fold forward deeper, and then reach all the way up, lengthen through your spine. Comes to heart center. Very good. From here, one more standing pose. We're going to do a forward fold twist. So just folding forward, hinging from your hips. Hands are going to be right in front of your toes, feet, hips distance apart. Start out, I want you to bend that left knee and straighten the right leg. Left hand is going to be on the mat, right arm to right shoulder. We're going to twist, reaching that right arm up. The left knee's back, right leg straight. Looking up towards the right fingers. Good. Lifting up through the core. And try not to sit back too much in your heels. So bring the body weight forward towards the center of your feet. Up. From here, we're going to come all the way up in the upper body twist. So arms reach out long, hips stay square to the front, and you're looking behind you. Good. So just staying in that twist. Inhale, reach the arms back up through to the center. We're going to open up cactus arms. So opening up the chest, the shoulders, squeeze together in the back. Good. This is also really good for your shoulders, your neck, reducing that forward hunching. From here, we're just gonna fold forward again and do the other side. So we're just gonna do the twist on the other side. So you're gonna bend your right knee, right hand comes down, left hand to left shoulder to start with, straighten the left leg and twist. Reach up, good. Up towards your fingers, being light on the bottom hand, lifting up through your core, and then bringing your body weight a little bit forward. From here, we're gonna come all the way up in that twist. So you're looking behind you, upper body twist. And then next inhale, come back through to the center. Exhale, we're gonna open up cactus arms again. Squeezing the shoulder blades together in the back, opening up the chest. Good, and then from here, you can just release, shake it out. So we'll just pause here. If you want, grab a drink of water, and then we're gonna make our way down to a seat. So we're gonna kind of transition to the second part of class. All right, so we're gonna actually come onto our back to start with, and we're just gonna do a few core exercises before we come into the yin yoga part. So go ahead and lie on your back. We're gonna do 3 core exercises. I'll show you what the first one's gonna look like so you can kind of see it. But you're gonna lift your shoulders up, lift the knees into your chest, reach everything forward, and then sweep the arms around. We're gonna do 10 of those. So keeping the knees glued together. Inhale, reach out, lengthen arms and legs. Exhale, sweep the arms together. So try to stay still. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sweep, keeping the knees together, toes glued together. Trunk is still. Wait for about 10 of these. So about 5 more. Inhaling one way, exhaling the other way. Let's do 3 more. 2. And last one. All right, very good. From here, you can bring your back all the way down. We're gonna bring our knees to a tabletop, so knees over top of the hips. From here, we're gonna lift our shoulders up. You're gonna bring your hands to one knee, and we're gonna straighten one leg, maybe 45, maybe out 45 degrees, and then switch and do the other side. So we're isolating our trunk, only moving our legs, and we're gonna do this for about 30 seconds. I'll count on the last 10 seconds. If it becomes too much for your neck, you can just place the hands behind the neck and do the same thing. So pointing through the toes to really engage the legs, keeping the shoulders lifted up nice and high to really get into the core. Inhaling, exhaling through the nose this time. 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Go ahead and relax. You can take the feet out wide, drop both knees to one side, and then back through to the center, drop both knees towards the other side just to release the lower back. One more set of core exercises. These are going to be our bicycle crunches. So we're going to start out with the knees at a tabletop, hands behind your head, elbows out wide. And we're going to do 30 seconds again. So whenever you're ready, bring one elbow to another knee twist. And then we're going to switch. So 30 seconds starting now. The toe, twist, lift the shoulder up nice and high as you twist. Energy through the leg. Elbows stay out wide. Keep breathing. We'll do 10 more from here. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 2, 1. Release. Right, so from here, we're going to come to a lying down butterfly stretch. So bring your feet together. Allow your knees to just kind of open up out to the side, your palms to open up out to the side. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. Kind of transition into that yin yoga portion where we're going to really slow down for the rest of the class and get into a nice deep stretch. All right, from here you can bring your knees back up. We're going to just kind of press back up to a seat, and we're going to come to a puppy pose to start out with. So we're going to come onto our hands and knees. So for this pose, and even actually for the next pose, we're going to be on our knees a lot. So if you have like a towel you want to place under your knees or a blanket, or maybe you're just fine. You can even double up your yoga mat. So if it starts to become too much for your knees, just placing a little extra cushion under them. All right, so puppy pose is going to stretch out our upper body. So you're going to keep the hips up high over the knees, and you're going to start to walk your hands forward, bringing your forehead down. Good. So once you're there, you can kind of control. So notice where you're feeling the stretch. This pose, you should feel it in your back, mostly your arms and your shoulders. You're going to be holding it longer, so you want to just allow yourself to relax into the pose. If it feels like it's too much, like too intense for your arms and shoulders, you can send your hips back a little bit more like a child's pose. You want to find that spot that feels good for you, where you feel like you're getting a good stretch, and that you can hold it for a little while. You want to try to relax those muscles that you feel the stretch in, so that we can kind of get deeper into the tissues beyond the muscles. So really working on that deep stretch and ability in the tissues and the joints and the ligaments. And you usually can't access those tissues unless you're stretching longer, so for at least 1 minute, but sometimes up to 5 minutes you can hold these poses to really get that deep stretch. Using this time to kind of just come back to your breath, back to that kind of that mindfulness. And this time is a type of just meditation where we're not moving, we're just staying still, and we're embracing that, embracing the stillness. One or two more breaths here. And slowly walking your hands back. So we're going to make our way out of the pose, coming into a counter stretch. Our counter stretch is going to be a child's pose with our knees together, hands behind us to release the shoulders with our palms up. Bring your head down. As we hold, so you can relax even though so relax the tops of your hands on the mat. So even though Between each pose, we're going to come to a counter stretch to give the ligaments, the joints, the tissues a little time to kind of release before we move on to the next pose. All right, very good. From here, we're going to go ahead and come back up. And we're going to set up for the next pose. So the next pose, we're going to bring our right foot forward, left knee back. So it's going to start out like a low lunge, and we're just going to kind of add variations on. So again, if that back knee starts to hurt, you might want to put an extra like padding under it. This is where we're going to start. So we're going to start just holding the low lunge here, and you want to make sure your front knee is over top of your ankle, and then for that back knee, I like to lift it up and then see if I can send it back a little bit further so that you make sure you're really getting a nice long distance between your front heel and your back knee. And we're going to start out just staying here, and then we'll add on from here. This is a really good stretch for underneath the leg and the hip on both sides. Back to your breath. Just kind of having your gaze just a little bit forward on the mat. So you want to try to keep the head and spine in line as opposed to kind of just rounding the neck down. From here, we're going to move into more of a lizard pose. So take the right foot and walk it over to the right a little bit more. Just going to stretch out the hip to start out with. So right hand to right knee. You're going to come onto that pinky edge side of your foot and just kind of open up the hip. You can drop the other hip down, a little bit of a twist too. So you're kind of looking over that shoulder as you start to open the hip up a little bit more. Good, and then you can come forward again. Both hands are going to be on the inside of that foot. The foot's out wide. This time the foot's flat on the ground. And we're going to stay here for about a minute or so. This is our lizard pose. So option is to stay right here on your hands. Another option, if you can go deeper, you might bring one forearm down. But only if you feel like this, you can hold this for a little while. Feel like too much torture. Maybe if you're more flexible, you could even possibly bring both forearms down. From here, you're going to slowly make your way back up onto your hands. And we're going to come forward so you're not on that kneecap, and you're going to lift that back knee up. All right, so opposite hand reaches back. You're reaching for that foot. If you can't reach the foot, that's fine. If you can, you're going to get a little bit of a quad stretch. All right, this is really challenging. It's pretty intense. It's trying. And then one more breath here. Slowly release. All right, very good. And we're going to make our way out of the pose. So bring your front leg back. And we're just going to kind of stretch it out here. So maybe just stretching up the legs. We'll come into a downward facing dog, just kind of as like a counter stretch, just to stretch everything out. Maybe heel toeing the feet, staying here a few breaths. Good, and then from here, come back onto your hands and knees. We're gonna take a child's pose this time. Knees apart, the width of the mat, sitting back towards your heels and reaching the arms forward. We'll stay here about 5 breaths. All right, and then you can slowly make your way up, and we'll set up to do that same stretch on the other side. So starting with the low lunge, so this time opposite foot comes forward. Taking your time to set up. So you want to check, make sure that front knee is right over top of the ankle. And lift that back knee up. See if you can send it back a little bit further. And we'll start here. So we're just going to hold this stretch for about a minute. I'm just kind of settling into the pose, noticing how this side feels compared to the other side. So Yin Yoga, this kind of slower, deeper stretch is good for kind of finding that balance between like movement and lift. So really good for injury prevention or injury recovery because it gets into those deeper tissues. From here, we're going to take our left foot out to the left a little bit more, coming into more of that lizard pose, and we're going to start off by stretching it out. So coming onto the pinky up side, left hand to left knee, kind of opening that knee out to the side, little twist. So looking over that shoulder, maybe dropping the other hip down as you stretch it out, just whatever feels good. And then come back through to the center, placing the whole pad of that foot down. Both hands are on the inside of that foot. From here, either staying up here in your hands or working towards getting a little bit deeper, maybe one forearm to start with. Checking in, maybe this side is tighter than the other side. That's fine, that's perfectly normal. Settling into the pose. Coming back to your breath. From here, slowly making your way back up onto your hands. Come forward so you're not right on that kneecap. You want to come like actually above the kneecap. Lift that back leg up. Opposite arm is going to reach back. So maybe you're just reaching. It's okay if you can't reach it. It's probably more normal if you can't reach it. But if you can, a little bit of a quad stretch there. From here, slowly release that back foot. You're going to step your front foot back, just taking your time to stretch it out behind you. Maybe just reach it out long. And then we'll come to a downward facing dog again. Just to stretch out both of the legs. Staying here, deep breath. And then from here, you can Come back onto your hands and knees. We'll come into a child's pose. So taking the knees apart, reach your arms forward, 3 to 5 breaths here. And then you can walk your hands back, come to a seat, and take one more drink of water if you want, because we're going to finish on our back. So our last few poses will be lying down. All right, so we're going to we're going to finish on our back. So make your way onto your back. Once you're there, just stretch everything out nice and long. So reach your arms up overhead, point your toes, just taking a nice long stretch all the way from your fingers to your toes. And then from here, we're going to come to a figure 4 stretch. So bend your knees, place your right ankle above your left knee, and then you can lift up your left leg, interlace your hands behind that left thigh. What you want to do is you want to energetically press that right knee out to the side and feel that nice stretch on the outside of your right hip, a little bit in your right glute. If you want, rolling your ankles out a few times in each direction. Just coming back to your breath here. From here, staying in the figure 4, you're going to reach that left leg up towards the ceiling. So just getting a little bit more into your hamstring. The opposite leg stays the same. And then from here, you're going to bend both knees, cross the right knee over the left knee like you're sitting cross-legged, bringing both knees up towards you, and we're going to come to a twist with the knees crossed. So if your right knee's on top, you're going to twist towards the left. Dropping both knees down to the left. Your left hand can stay on top of the knees, your right arm maybe out long to the side or just kind of bent at the elbow, maybe up overhead. You want to keep your gaze either towards the ceiling or in the opposite direction of your knees to get a little bit of a neck stretch. Twisting is really good for our spine, so for our back health. And then from here, slowly make your way back through to the center, uncrossing the legs. We can stretch it out again, so straightening the legs, reaching the arms up overhead, just taking that nice long stretch. And bending the knees, and we'll set up for the figure 4 stretch on the other side. So bringing your left ankle above the knee this time, interlacing your hands behind that right thigh. Pulling the ankles out a few times on each side. Energetically pressing that left knee back to really feel that stretch. Outside of the hip, a little bit of the glutes. From here, you can straighten your right leg, so bringing the foot up towards the ceiling. So getting a little bit more into the hamstring, but staying in that figure 4 stretch. And then you can cross that left knee over the right knee, so both knees are bent, like you're sitting cross-legged and on your back, bringing the knees in towards you. So left knee's on top, we're gonna drop both knees up and over to the right. Right hand can relax on the knees, left arm out to the side, or just kind of bent at the elbow up overhead. Settling into the pose on the side. Coming back to your breath or even closing your eyes. Feel good for your back and your lower back. You can slowly make your way back through to the center, uncrossing your legs. Our last pose, we're going to come to a happy baby pose. So bringing the feet up towards the ceiling, reaching for the outside of your ankles or the outsides of your feet. You want the knees out wide. So this is stretching your hips, a little bit your inner legs. You're pressing the knees down towards the mat and just gently rocking side to side a few times. From here, you can bring both knees, hug both knees together in towards the chest. Bring your forehead up towards the knees, so you're kind of curled up in this tight little ball. And then from here, we're going to release and relax, coming into Shavasana. So our final relaxation pose. I'll be here about 2 minutes to 3 minutes, the same length as kind of all our other yin yoga poses. So allowing the legs to straighten out, the feet to naturally open out to the side. Maybe the palms to be open out to the side. Getting out any last minute movement or fidgeting so that you can come to a place of stillness on your mat. Allowing your body to sink a little bit further, a little bit deeper into the mat. And just coming into a normal, regular breath, not trying to control it in any way. And nothing in particular you have to do or think about right now in this moment. And then from here, go ahead and take a nice deep inhale in through your nose. Complete exhale out through your mouth. Start to roll out your ankles, roll out your wrists a few times in each direction, slowly waking your body back up. And then you can bend your knees, reach your arms up overhead. Go onto one side, just pausing on your side for maybe 1 or 2 breaths. And then when you're ready, you can slowly push your way up to a seat. And we'll just finish by bringing our hands to our heart center. We'll take one more inhale, reaching those arms out and up. And then exhale, bring your hands back to your heart center. All right, good. Just take a moment to feel a sense of gratitude, a sense of peacefulness, and allow the positive energy you feel from your practice to be a benefit to yourself and the people around you throughout the day. Namaste.